Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Anton Bay, and thank you for stopping by the collection room today. And today, I'm looking at some Ultra Klutz comics. I've looked at a few of them before, but if you're like the rest of the world, a lot of times you forget that Ultra Klutz ever existed or happened. And because of that, you gotta revisit Ultra Klutz every now and then. So this is Onward Comics, June 1986, #1. This is Ultra Klutz. So if you've never heard of these, it's understandable. You really should though. And you should also look up, as I've mentioned whenever I look at these, Jeff Nicholson made these. He's got a YouTube channel. There's a few like brief 1-minute cartoons of Ultra Klutz that are worth watching. They're hilarious. You can tell he put a lot of work into them, and they don't have enough views for what they are, especially for the character that they brought to life and voiced. So please check out those videos. Jeff Nicholson online. Just go look them up. They're only like maybe a minute or two each. They're totally worth watching. So Ultra Klutz is clearly a kind of ripoff of Ultraman, and the whole premise behind Ultraman, fighting giant monsters and defending society. But this is a book that you can tell was made with a lot of love and a lot of humor, and they're just delightful. They're pretty cheap. I've never seen these bring real money. Like, for example, he just grows large, and as soon as he grows large, a plane hits him and he kills a pilot, and he feels terrible. But this is the kind of stuff he deals with all the time. But you can tell these are made with a lot of love and a lot of comedy. The art style is pretty primitive and crude, but also you can tell they spent a lot of time working on it, and that's awesome. So they're quite funny. They're also quite violent because, I mean, Ultraman, or Ultra Klutz here, gets destroyed. He gets his head ripped off. He gets his arms chopped off or whatever, holes punched through him. And you can see the work goes clear to the back page. That's pretty cool. These are a little rough. It is hard to find these things, period. So honestly, if you're looking for them, take them in whatever shape you can get them, because they're very difficult to locate. Definitely not a widely publicized magazine, and a comic book that I think most people don't even know exists. But if you like Ultraman and you like giant kaijus, you also love some of that kind of stark parody from the 80s. This book's got it, and it does it really well. And I don't know, there's something about, okay, there's maybe comic art and there's comics that you could tell aren't done so well. Like, this is not to burn on the book, but you think like a children's play. But the heart that you see in it sometimes makes up for some of the little problems, the inconsistencies in talent or anything like that. And I like this one. But that's the vibe you get off these a lot of times, is it doesn't matter if it's a little bit off or a little bit cheesy or a little bit juvenile looking or unprofessional, or trying to think of what the word I would use for amateurish. That's the word. There's so much effort put into it that it makes up for it. It more than makes up for it, and it makes it a delightful book. So if you've not heard of Ultra Klutz, I do encourage you to go out and see if you can find some. You'll find some amazing panels and pages done like that. They're not terribly thick books. There's not anything super glossy or amazing about any of them as far as their production. Just pretty good comedy, pretty good art, and a lot of heart in a story. I know he parodies the DC universe here. I'm trying to remember if there's one where he parodies the Marvel universe at all. Anyway, I know there's certain people that that are always on the hunt for these kind of weird independent books. And so this is one that I recommend if you're that kind of person looking for it, looking for the non-Marvel, non-DC. About the author. I'm not sure which one of those guys is the author. But I did notice these are all from Onward Comics, and they're all fairly similarly done. There is a few, they started getting published by somebody else. I didn't have any in this set, but I do have some of the comics published by somebody else, and there's like a big blue cover, stuff like that, and they're set up a little bit different. And I'm not sure if those came before or after these. I'm pretty sure these are the more refined editions. The Menagerie Ends Yet. Ultra Klutz Quickie. A little bit change in art there. Beautiful picture on the back. So that's Ultra Klutz. And really, I just wanted to remind anybody out there that didn't remember them, that they exist. And anybody who didn't know they exist, and maybe you're new to the channel, got a lot of new viewers, it seems, know that Ultra Klutz is out there, and keep your eyes peeled in the bargain bins or on the weird, obscure eBay auctions to find yourself a couple copies of Ultra Klutz and appreciate them for yourselves. That's my story, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys later. Bye.